Consequently, the weather forecast has been that most parts of western Nigeria will be full of rain. And on this note, I will be diving in directly to the news review, which is the headline making the papers for today. Papers making headlines and audio headlines for today. So stay tuned and join me in a jiffy. Now, if you're going out today, please carry your umbrella and also take things with you that will protect you for the rain, and go early. And if you don't have any bus, use your phone to connect to where you're going to. And after that, we were diving into the newspaper review properly, and we are starting with the Punch newspaper. On the Punch newspaper, we're seeing recovered eSwap footage reveals Palestinian trainer, Moroccan doctor. That's the army. You see that on the page. You see that on the page 8 of the Punch newspaper. That's what you're seeing on your screen. The military has said they have the ISWAP have a Palestinian trainer and a Moroccan doctor. That's on the page 8 of the Punch newspaper. Rescued Oyo pupils may meet families today. That's on the page 7 of the Punch newspaper. For in death, servicing gobs almost $1 billion in 2 months. That means it's been a very concerning situation. Be a very concerning situation. That is, will be seen on your page 30. That'll be seen on your page 34 of the Punch newspaper. That is Oyedele, the minister, is saying that it has been gulping 1 billion just servicing Nigeria debt. Almost 1 billion. You can go to the page 34 of the Punch newspaper to see more for yourself. Then on the presidency, that's 2027, APC Muslim ticket sparks fresh debate. That's on the page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Then on the front of the Punch line, you see Borno troop violence chart with 172 fatalities in Zamfara and Plateau follow. U.S. border report says insurgents target 8 workers, cargo trucks, and schools. That's information from the United States. Then, on the third Punch line, we have report identifies Borno Munguno axis as Nigeria's critical humanitarian flashpoint. Critical humanitarian flashpoint. That is interesting. Now, what you're seeing on your screen is a flood that has been given the Nigerian commercial capital dilly-dallying for a very long time now, which is the rainy season. You're seeing flood, and commuters stranded at flood wreak havoc in Lagos. Flood wreak havoc on Lagos and Ogun roads. That's on the page 4 and on the page 5 of the Punch newspaper. Fake agency scandal. Police to arraign controversial DG Tuesday. That's on the page 24 of the Punch newspaper. NDLEA arrests South African woman over 5.75 kg cannabis haul. That's on the page 4 and on the page 5 of the Punch newspaper. Only 217,784 meters installed under $500 million power project. Now you can go and see more of that because a lot of people, power has been a thing in Nigeria and it has been a thing of concern. So you can go to the page 34 of the Punch newspaper. And that will be all we have for you from the Punch newspaper. We're diving in to the next newspaper. And the next newspaper will be Vanguard newspaper. Then on to rescue of victims. That means they have family members on the Vanguard newspaper, please. That You'll be seeing that on the page 6 on the Vanguard newspaper. Our children may not return to school. Orire parents. The Orire parents, that's not very palatable. Please, we are seeing that on the Vanguard newspaper. It will be shown on your screen, the Vanguard newspaper. Then /lending cuts 5.4 trillion across key sectors. That's blamed for Apapa Kirikiri gridlock. That has been a thing or two in those areas. Now you see that on the page 7 of the Vanguard newspaper. Then on the front burner, we see the door-to-door campaign movement. Then Mr. President Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and Vice President Kachin Shettima, GCON, as the flag bearers of the APC. It's just a campaign for the APC, and it was Tom Polo that's doing that kind of advert for them. That is promotional for the APC. Then we're going to head to it. We have Shobo Wale, 13, Owe, 19, and Suleiman A. Suleiman on the page 20 of the Vanguard newspaper. That's all we have for you from the Vanguard newspaper. Then we are just jumping into the next newspaper, and the next newspaper is This Day newspaper. That's all for the Vanguard. Now we're on This Day newspaper. It is over Strait of Hormuz. Dangote to now sell fuel in dollars. You're seeing that on the top window stories of the This Day newspaper. Nigeria crude oil output hits over 6 years high of 1.7 million barrels per day. You see that on the page 6 of the This Day newspaper. World Bank flags delays in Nigeria $500 million metering reforms. Malls 308 million fresh funding. You'll see that on the page 5 on the This Day newspaper. Then still on the This Day newspaper, how state police will function. Barrow is saying how state police will function. Then you say reassures Nigeria over accountability. That's what Barrow is saying. Then you're still saying some of the points, and I say not stands to benefit more from idea. He says the northern part of Nigeria's term to benefit more from this idea. Now, Deputy President of the Senate, Chairman, and the Senate Committee, committed to reviving security are the ones saying this, that state police will favor the North. You see that on the page 5 of the This Day newspaper. Then in game changer for Tinubu anti-terrorism war. Troops reject deal. Storms Oyo Forest. Rescue victims. Now the decision to storm the hideout influenced by lessons from General Rabi death, says sources. Arrested children to be released. Complicit mothers to face persecution. Captors of terrorist family deaths and syndicate forced release of hostages. Then Sanwo-Olu Adeleke Ooni Alausa, Khan, which is the Christian Association of Nigeria, Wabara, Olawepo Hashim Group, and others hail president security agencies for rescue of victims. Seek better security measures. That's on the page 5 of the This Day newspaper. Makinde, you see in the front burner, we see the picture of the governor Makinde's visit to rescue teachers and pupils at Nigeria's Army Medical Service Hospital. Or your state governor is seen trying to make films and welcome the people. You can go to, for more story on that, on the This Day newspaper. Please do well to go to the This Day newspaper for more stories. Then after the This Day newspaper, we'll be going to the next newspaper. The next newspaper we'll be seeing on your screen is Conscience Nurtured by Truth. Conscience nurtured by truth. On the conscious, nurtured by truth, we saw we're taking the middle lintel story or the window story of Oye decries doctor-patient ratio gaps, widening infrastructure deficits. That's on the page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Dangote cracks down on illegal haulage, offers 500,000 reward for whistleblowers. That's on the page 2 of the Guardian newspaper. Then on the Guardian newspaper, we still have Trump's new Africa envoy visits Nigeria, presents new migration deal. That's on the page 3 on the Guardian newspaper. A lot of people will say it's a long time coming. Donald Trump, the businessman. Now, on the page 6, we have Nigeria leaves waste recycling to hustlers. Misses out on 89 billion income. That's telling about those waste recycling. He said we leave it to hustlers, then we should be taking it more seriously. That is also an income burner. It's a big thing and a big deal. That's on the page 6. For those of you who are interested in recycling, on the page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Still on the Guardian newspaper, we have 1.1 million tons. And we have 4.5 billion annual loss. Then we also have 100,000 shadow workers. We have severe health crisis, 75% water contaminated, hazardous metal extraction, the toxic human toll, and the economic opportunity gap. You can go to the Guardian newspaper for more of the story. It's a potpourri of different events as you're seeing on your screen. The Guardian newspaper will tell you the gap and how to bridge the gap and your role in this so-called untapped economy. Then from there, we'll be talking about terrorists kill 9 Plateau family members, 18 in Benue attacks. Now you see news page 30 of the Guardian newspaper have that. Now, on the Phantom story, the PFIPC, police arraign at Deyemi tomorrow as pressure mounts on Senate ICPC. That's on the page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Atiku Nan's Ford proposed 50,000 WAEC NECO fee hike. That's Atiku Nan's. The Ford proposed 50,000 WAEC NECO fees hike. That's on the page 7 of the Guardian newspaper. How intelligence led to operations aided rescue of the abducted Orire victims. That's on the page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. Then let accountability prevail on probe of NNPCL's 210 trillion shortfall. That's on the page 12 of the Guardian newspaper. That is a very interesting topic, and I believe a lot of people want to chime in on that to be able to see where it falls. And that is all we have for you on the Guardian newspaper. Well, that's all we have for you from the Guardian newspaper. Then from the Guardian newspaper, we will be chiming into the next paper. The next paper that will be coming on your screen is the Daily Trust newspaper. Federal government's Azam fee hike raises dropout fears. That's on the page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Then we are seeing thank you, Mr. President, for re-nominating Senator Kashim Shettima as your vice president running mate for the 2027 general election. That's the GCFR. They has been thanking him a lot right now. We say on behalf of the government and people of Borno State, that is Zulum. Zulum is hereby conveyed to deep sense of gratitude and heartfelt application for the renominating our distinguished and illustrious son, His Excellency Vice President Kashim Shettima, as your running mate for the upcoming 2027 general election. That is what we're seeing on your screen. If you want to see more of that, you go to the Daily Trust newspaper, and the Daily Trust newspaper don't have much for now. Then Professor Babangana Umaru Zulum, CON MNI FNSE, and that's all his accolade. And don't forget, there are a lot of things happening in the Nigerian space, so you can be rest assured that the dailies will give you some information to abreast or for your perusal. So after the Daily Trust newspaper, we want to jump into the next newspaper. The next newspaper that will be seen on your screen is the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper. On the Nation newspaper, we have Orire wives of abductors for arraignment. That's news page 3 of the Nation's newspaper. Arrested kids to go home. Then why there's okay, they will have Nigerian orders to form single block for global cocoa supply. That's on the page 19 of the Nation's newspaper. Then we have another one saying at 92, Soyinka leaving high crude production. That's on the page 19 of the Nation's newspaper. APC, ADC, NDC not ready for polls. You see that on the page 2 and ask the big question, why are they not ready? Then on the front burner, we still see the door-to-door campaign for the president, and that we've read before, and they are celebrating themselves on what they have done. You can go today on the paper this morning on your ultimate morning show, Early Starters. So go nowhere. Coming up soon will be business review of Business Daily with Precious Olushayo. I am none other than Michael Armstrong. Stay tuned. It's still Early Starters.
The kidneys are two bean-shaped organs located on either and overall health. Every day, the kidneys filter about 50 gallons of blood, removing waste products, toxins, and excess fluids, which are then excreted as urine. Beyond filtration, the kidneys regulate blood pressure, maintain electrolyte balance. Despite their importance, kidneys are often taken that foods high in potassium should be limited for people with kidney disease. They are not harmful to those with healthy kidneys. Bananas, avocados, and sweet potatoes, which are rich in potassium, actually support kidney health for the average person. Another myth is that frequent urination is always a sign of kidney failure, whereas it could be related to diabetes, urinary infections with staying hydrated, drinking adequate whole grains, foods such as apples, garlic, cucumbers, apple and dandelion tips, or lemon water can support kidney detoxification. But it is important to remember that the kidneys are naturally self-cleaning organs when properly hydrated.
I think we are going through a very turbulent time in Nigeria. Everybody can see people are suffering, and the country is not laughing. I think the country is playing generally. That's just my opinion about the situation in Nigeria presently.
What is happening is that Nigeria can get better. It depends on our leaders. The way our leader they are doing us, but I pray that God will enter their mind, that we can change their mind, so that we make Nigeria better. By God's grace, I think that they can do more than what they are doing. So, and I pray for them. Let them do better, that Nigeria people will join them well.
The ongoing situation is going to be okay. They are complaining, but the policy is affecting us. But the policy, if you look at the economy, but the growth of the leader, it must reflect for the people.
The situation is actually very poor. A lot of people are suffering. A lot of people do not even have
That our stubbornness, that democracy. We are now what that our democracy.
to be better and better and better more than this. When we have a lot of patience, we know when something is going hard. At the end of the day, those are our forefathers. They say when something is going hard. When something is going hard, at the end of the day, those are our forefathers. They say when something is going hard, at the end of the day, it's going to be solved. But I know that by the grace of God, everything is going to be all right.
All right, of course, it is a fine morning to you, and it's still at the starters. And it's time now for us to update you on. And it's still at the starters. And it's time now for us to update you on the global business of the precious Olushayo. All right, let's take a quick look into what is happening in the world of business. While we're taking our stories from the Business Day newspaper, shortly you have that on your screen. But the major story here reads fresh Gulf tensions dim hopes of clearing Nigeria's port container backlog. And let's see if we can take a bite into the story. It says a gradual recovery in global shipping that had raised hopes. Business report. All right, so let's go to other business stories from inside the Business Day newspaper. This one says Nigeria's oil output hits 74-month high, beats OPEC a quarter. Block output hits 74-month high, beats OPEC a quarter. Block high band used to persist until Q4 amid inflation. Illegal refuse disposal blamed for Lagos black sport. Loma secures conviction of 16 environmental offenders. All right, this one says federal government borrows 5 trillion naira from bond market in 6 months. All right. Okay, part of the detail states the federal government raised 5.08 trillion naira from the domestic bond market in the first 6 months of 2026, marking a 77.8% increase from the 2.86 trillion naira raised during the corresponding period of 2025. Average marginal rate easing compared with last year, even as investor appetite remains strong, with subscriptions exceeding 9 trillion naira over the 6-month period. The DMO auction results show that the federal government allotted 5.08 trillion naira worth of bonds between January and June 2026, compared with 2.86 trillion naira allotted during the same period in 2025, representing an increase of 2.22 trillion naira. The figures include both competitive and not competitive allotments disclosed in the auction results. All right, the Business Day newspaper has the rest of that business updates. All right, still updating you on the global business news. Naira weakens 0.85% to close at 1,881.70 naira to a dollar. For those who are looking forward to either exchange or probably to buy the dollar. All right, Radiant, okay. Standard Chartered urges SMEs to strengthen export capacity, while FD derivatives fall to 5.19% on weak demand. Okay, now still inside the Business Day news paper. All right, to this business reports, which states Nigeria's power crisis lingers despite $20 billion World Bank loans. There are growing concerns over the implementation and effectiveness of World Bank-funded electricity projects in Nigeria, with stakeholders found at delays, poor execution, and rising debt and other hiccups. Besides, many Nigerians say the progress on the project has been at snail speed, and outcomes remain below expectations despite demand for improved power supply in the country. According to reports that the project aimed to, among others, increase electricity access in energy generation. Well, observers emphasize the need for increased transparency to ensure the project deliver improved power supply and value for money, rather than adding to the country's debt burden. Well, the president of the Nigeria Consumer Protection Network, Kule Olubio, not due for money resources. All right, Business Day newspaper has that report, and the headline, once again, Nigeria's power crisis lingers despite $20 billion World Bank loans. All right, still updating you on more business stories quickly before we wrap up. Now to this business report, it states here that a bank/lending caught 5.4 trillion naira across key sectors, while MSS sets to train 100 young Nigerians in industry-related skills. A good one there. And now to a few, diesel price in plastic solution. All right, talking about helping the young Nigerians, especially for undergraduates or probably even graduates who have left, of course, the education and jumped into the labor market, but nothing commensurate. But it's a good one on the part of the NGO. Well, Dangote Cement pushes Africa's net zero cement agenda at Global Summit. Mojitor is now fully integrated into Global Media Group. That's according to Canal Plus CEO. All right, I've been hearing a lot about this Mojitor, but anyways, let's not go into much of the details. And while we'll see if we can take more business story before we check out. Mahmoud, Nigeria's payment system needs sustained innovation. All right, operators upbeat on fresh listings as Nigerian equities remain bullish. Flooding exposes insurance penetration coverage gap. ICLC urges ECOWAS countries to deepen PPPs. Inflation worried, weak purchasing power undermining 4.1% growth outlook. All right, and now from the front page of the Business Day newspaper, let's go to the top head. Nigerian universities join corporate exodus from national grid. Page 30 of the Business Day newspaper has the rest. Kwairanga leads high-level NXG CS delegation to meet FTSE Russell in London. Page 31. 3 hours on, productivity questions, dog thanked National Assembly. Page 31. Okay, let's go to the middle of the front page, and on the right-hand corner to this big forest story. It says U.S. launches fresh Iran strikes as Tehran declares Hormuz closed. 5 Arab nations as Washington and Tehran issued conflicting declarations over whether the Strait of Hormuz remains open to shipping. Iran responded in the early hours of Sunday with drone and missile assaults on American allies across the Middle East, including Kuwait, Jordan, and Qatar. So far, only minor damage was reported and no casualties. Page 31 for the rest of that business report. And of course, let's see if we can chuck in more business reports. This one says industrial goods. Good stocks lead market gains 10.6% in 1 week. NEMA unions reject privatization proposal, demand 40% TSC allocation. All right, so let's see other business reports inside the Business Day, news paper. All right, this one says enter target 5,000 schools for free internet. Okay, let's see how that pans out. 5,000 schools for free internet. Okay, let's see it would be nice to just do like a coverage on that story and see, get to hear from the schools who will be participants of this generous and you understand action hardly follows. But okay, let's move it from that. But this one says government eyes a fleet modernization for indigenous carriers. A new non-alcoholic beverage debuts in Nigeria. All right. Dangote wins Corporate Excellence Award. Congratulations to Dangote. All right. Dangote offers a cash reward for whistleblowers. Whistleblowers on what? All right. Why UAE invested $71 billion in sub-Saharan Africa in 5 years. All right. Still on business. Okay. Let's see if we can check the story. This one says stock market rebounds as investors gain 9.3 trillion naira in 5 days. Okay. To this other story, Nigerian solid minerals exports hit 354 billion naira. All right, other business stories inside the Business Day newspaper. This was a food service industry projected to reach $19.31 billion in 2030. That's according to a report. World Bank, IFC target 32 million Nigerians for electricity access after spending close to $20 billion on regenerating electricity in Nigeria. Nothing to show for it. But anyways, let's see how World Bank will by itself conduct this service. All right, Oshibajo succeed Chief Ashodu as Conservation Foundation president. All right, quickly, Africa's informal sector hits $125 billion. That's all we have for you. But let's see this one quickly. This one says experts advocate balanced AI regulation to unlock digital economy. I spoke with an expert who, of course, is a tech guru. And according to him, he said, Nigeria, as far as exploring what AI can do, Nigeria is yet to tap into just 1%. I'm not imagining. Probably we should not go deeper. Let's just stick between that 1 or 2% and just let's digest that first before we jump into the next phase. But anyways, so far a lot of people have talked about AI doing wonders. But remember, for every good wonders, there will always be this hidden consequence which may later suffice in the future. All right, so let's wrap up with that story on Global Business Update this Monday morning. God willing, we're back again tomorrow with fresh reports. So Lucia, good morning.
Dental care. Caring for the teeth is one of the simplest yet most important habits anyone can cultivate. Because gums are not cared for, these bacteria cause tooth decay, cavities, gum disease, bad breath, and in severe cases, infections that may spread to other parts of the body. This is why dentists emphasize the importance of regular cleaning and daily care of the teeth from an early age. Brushing twice a day, morning and night, with a soft bristle toothbrush.
And he's just eyeing the road. Now, for him to eye the road means he wants to take the bull by the horn. Now, the ribbon has been set. Let's see what the English will do in the words of rugby. That's a rugby union. For rugby union, we are not staying on this. Like I say, Grieve ready to dive into Glasgow Spotlight. You can see more of that story of the female who is ready, making a flash. Lucy Grieve is making a flash during the 200 meters race in a fertility way, and is ready for the championship in London. So you can see that on what you're seeing on your screen on Morning Star Sport. From Morning Star Sport, we'll be diving in to the next sport story. And what is the next sport story? We'll be telling you a story from the Punch Sports Extra. I hope you're keeping tab with us on today's dailies because the World Cup is still in the fray. Now, on Punch Sports Extra, we have agreement is agreement. That's on the page 6. Chill focused on Super Eagles' job despite exit rumors. He said agreement is agreement. Then on the page 2, most Eagles will be fans in 2030. That means some will not be able to play again in 2030. Moses Simon is saying that. Then on the page 7, we have Messi ready for England. The England clash with Argentina started in 1966, where there was a lot of controversy. Now they want to outdo themselves and prove again that they can do something very wonderful. Then Bellingham injury worry for 3 Lions. Then Jude Bellingham has been the top goal scorer in the English side with 5 goals already, and now they say injury worry. We don't know if it's a gameplay or it's a plan between the two. That's on the page 2. Then we have Vinicius post-Madrid contract extension in doubt. That's on the page 3. Then Arsenal United enter 50 million corner race while Blues move for Watton at the page 4. Then Ireola to inspire Isak's revival at the page 4 of the Punch Post Extra. Still on the Punch Post Extra, we have Wolves reject Fiorentina's Arokodare bid while Chukwueze in Milan preseason squad. That's on the page 6. And on the page 6, Nwabali returns to Chippa United. That is what you're seeing on the screen. And finally, we'll be talking about the teaser. Like I just told you, in 1966, Diego Armando Maradona scored with his hand before scoring what was called the goal of the century in the 2-1 win against England. So it has been a rivalry since 1966, and nobody is happy with that within the two. They want to unveil themselves.
Driving attentively and disposing waste properly are not just laws. They are habits that reflect who we are as a people. A disciplined nation is a progressive nation. So, let us all play our part. The government makes the rule, but the people give them life. Together, by following the simple regulations of our state, we can build cleaner cities, safer roads, and healthier communities. The choice is ours to choose between disorder or discipline. Please note that a nation that keeps the rule keeps its future.
Okay, actually it's both ways, depending on the kind of content you consume. Because even TikTok, that some things makes people dumber. Depending on the content, there are some contents that are actually smarter depending on the kind of content you consume. There are some that are even called brain rot. Their day-to-day lives.
Okay, thank you. This is how media. Everybody, both Baba, Mama, they don't decrease for this social media this time. They don't decrease. The thing where they happen now, if you see person, the thing where look inside Facebook, small bum shots, you go come wear them. Now anybody wear them before, you can't pull bra, you know go put top.
Because still about what to learn nowadays, when you're gonna like it. Okay, for instance, one of my friends really use social media. Who man shall commit to pay him go barry, man my life social media go. But if you could do things, we can't really like him. But you can't really like it. But advice because my advice is pé àwọn tó bá wà ní social media kò ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tí important tó fẹ́ ṣe àbí tó fẹ́ fi light àwọn people àwọn colleagues ẹ ní gbòòrò so wọ́n á lè mọ nǹkan tó ń fẹ́ ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹ̀.
My own opinion, it makes people smart, in the sense that there are some things you see on social media that you will learn some things from it. So to me, I found social media as something that makes people smart.
So some people it makes them smarter, and some people it makes them because most people their social media puts the brilliant impact on some people, and it brings different type of impact on people's lives.
Like many sometimes ó ní àwọn tiẹ̀ tó yẹ pé ọmọ oníṣẹ́ tó yẹ pé o máa fẹ́ ṣe gan normal day tó máa sọ pé ó yá wá sórí internet only okay like example now ọmọ ẹ fẹ́ ṣe exam ọmọ ní lọ sórí internet lọ check many people wọ́n máa check exam lórí internet wúlò but àwọn tó ń lò fún fraud àwọn ọlọ́pàá jẹ́ o.
I think smarter because we learn every day. If not for social media, there are some things that is happening now that they have to post it so that people will learn from it.
The recent release of the abducted pupils and teachers from Obrire local government area, people will say marks what we call a moment of relief, even for their families, their communities, and the nation at large. Now, while their freedom itself is cause for a celebration like we saw yesterday, where, of course, the victims' family members went to their various church denomination, and we saw dancing, we saw cries, tears of joy, a reprisal attack on the part of the terrorists this morning. All right, what we are looking at and the freedom of talking about the freedom, the release of the abductees, that is pupils and teachers from Obrire local government. What we're trying to examine this morning is the lessons, the takeaways from this whole incident, because if they were not freed on Friday, it would have made it 57 days. But we thank God for their release. But what more can we look into? As much as even the northern governors, aside from northern governors, northerners in general have also called on the federal government to replicate the same method, the same tactics that was used for the conduct that was used for the release of these abductees of Oyo teachers and pupils. What do you see to this as well? So, as we engage more starters this Monday morning, 13th day of July, year 2026, more discussion will be examining, of course, we're shedding light into what we have for you this morning. Don't forget, you get to join us at the phone as well.
Segment on
the security system in Nigeria is not okay at the moment, because most of the in-between states, like if I'm from here, you are going to the north now, there are bushes between the states. The bush is too much. For me, that creation of state, it will help Nigeria to develop. I'm living well, we will not think of crime. The crime will reduce.
It's just like there are some people sponsoring the terrorists.
I'll say a big thanks to them.
That is the most important thing that we always to do.
That short a break. It is still early starters discussion segment, and all right, like I said, it is still early starters, the discussion segment. Welcome back, and of course, it is time for us to jump into the discussion this morning, which we've already dished out this morning. We're taking a look at the release of the Obrire teachers and pupils from Oyo town. As of course, it saddens my heart to give you that break news of a 6-year-old head teacher who has, of course, been kidnapped, and a discussion has been is the fact that we politicize a lot of these matters. Let's remember that this incident, this whole rescue operation by the GOC, which was conducted last week, lives were lost. gallant soldiers died. There was even one lieutenant, 28-year-old Lieutenant Isaac. He lost his life, and of course there are reports this morning. The parents are heartbroken right now because according to them, he's the breadwinner of the family. But aside him alone, other soldiers too lost their life in securing the other guests via the phone with us this morning. So Michael.
So it's good to have me here, and we've always been doing this, but today I like this team and I like the way this thing is going. The first guest we have that will join us via online is Comrade Oyejide Sukami. Is a senior legislative aide to the Deputy Senate President. Then on seat here live and direct with us is...
I thought it was a northern affair then. The graduate is coming down home. Now, what was the focus of the Safe School Initiative? Infrastructure, community security initiative, and support for victims. But 2014 down the line, what have we achieved? Because apart from the government that gave $10 million,
then that means collaboration between the community leaders and the security agency. That is collaborative efforts. We don't have police stations, NCDC offices, social offices all around. They are not that much. But we, that are community leaders, we are supposed, once we see anything that is strange. A friend once told me that in UK, I've never been to UK. I hope to be there one day. When you are moving around for no reason, move around like a normal human being. Rather, they are the one feeding these people. Okay, you need to go and stay in one place. They will take the children to school. From there, you can strike and things like that. So collaborating by providing.
Please, I'd like you to stay with us. Please hold our thoughts while we entertain more of our viewers. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, all right, we could hardly hear you, but anyways, you can keep trying the lines again. So let's head to Elder. Now, Elder, as much as a lot of Nigerians are beginning to reignite their trust as far as the law enforcement agents are concerned, our military are concerned, because with what happened yesterday, it was not just Oyo people celebration, it was a celebration for all the Nigerians. But with the recent attack that happened, all right, we seem to be having network glitches, but keep trying the lines. This morning, in case you're wondering, and if you're just joining us, the discussion on early starters is on the freedom of Orire pupils and teachers last week. And of course, what are the lessons? What are the takeaway lessons? Or have we not learned anything? But definitely we have learned something. But now let's come into the local government, the unionism. Hear you. If you can please call back or probably move away from your location and then try us back. All right. So like as I was saying, there's this general coordination headed by the GOC. And aside that, a lot of people have questioned, was there any deeper, because for them have also come out of clamor, because according to them, they felt as if they are being abandoned.
Yeah,
please let's see if this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Fenella.
You're calling from where?
I'm calling from very close to AIT.
All right. Welcome to the program. Let's have your take on the release of the abducted Orire pupils and teachers. And of course, what are the lessons do you think we can take out from this?
Yes, I was reading a report about this Orire server.
Okay.
I read in the report that a graduate, can you imagine, a graduate in Nigeria, of a Nigerian university in Nigeria here, was part of the logistics, providing logistics for them, buying material men, buying whatever they need for them. You understand? And it's part of the logistics, making sure that these people have a smooth passage in whatever they are doing, whatever they are doing. Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
No, see, my take is this. My take is this. What has happened to the value of education in Nigeria? To the extent and graduate descended so low to that extent. What has happened to the value of education? And as a graduate, you have to know that see, the value of education in Nigeria is nothing to write home about. So what has happened to the value of education? So my take is this: let government go back to the drawing board. Let Ministry of Education go back to the drawing board, because you can find out that the crop of the people involved in this evil act in Nigeria, they are youth who are supposed to be in school or who just came out of school doing nothing. That is my take.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Teniola, for sharing with us. All right. I'll allow Elder to answer that question, because you're a parent. What happened? What is decline in our value system in Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Femiola. It is not the quality of education that is declining. It is the moral decadence. You know, the society, some will say maybe it is because of poverty that has pervaded the country that is causing that. It is not poverty. Poverty does not teach you to go and be stealing or to go and be doing things that are wrong. But there is generally a breakdown of moral attitude in the country. And you see most people now, they are into cultism. And in their cultism to do this, and parents have a lot to do in this, in you know, shaping the lives of their children. You know? So that is just it. It's moral decadence.
Moral decadence.
It has nothing to do with education. If you are talking of education in Nigeria, it's one of the best form of education. The curriculum of education in Nigeria.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, with what we are discussing, Elder just said it's moral decadence. Do you think the moral decadence is still what is affecting the reappraisal attack that some people said, you know, we have a Kosaye. The Kosaye is effective in 2 states. Is it moral decadence that is making the Kosaye not effective in Oyo? Because if it is effective, there will not be this reprisal attack. Or what would you say?
And to buttress what he is asking, yesterday there were reports of the effectiveness of this Kosaye. There were some suspected criminals that were caught in Ogun State as a result of this establishment of Kosaye.
And those that are supposed to come to the table, it seems Oyo State now seems to be the headquarters of all these criminals now. Maybe they find that place fertile now. I don't know. But they need to sit down, get to the drawing board, and look for a way to make sure they raise a strong network of security, you know, that we do what? That will comb all the necessary areas. It's the time for even community leaders too, that are influential, rich people. Like Eda said, the business of security should not be left alone in the hand of the government. Everybody, every stakeholder, every leader, every young person that want a better Nigeria, a better Ogun State, a better Oyo State, a better Lagos, you know, come to board. Say, okay, this is the solution I want to prefer. Nigeria belongs to all of us. Let us sit down. Let us look for, let us design a strategy that will that will make our community, our state, by extension our country, in order to be free from all these criminals. I said earlier, these people live in our midst. We greet ourselves in the morning, even those providing intelligence reports, the informant, to all these people. They are in our midst. So if you are this person, there is something that is not well about this person. We have to be vigilant and we have to collaborate. This is not the time to say, you are Christian, I'm a Muslim. No, we have to collaborate. Collaborative effort is what it takes for us, you know, you understand, to make sure that will reduce, if not eradicate this thing. Because eradication, we are talking about eradication, we might not achieve anything. Let us reduce it to the barest minimum. Even in America, Canada, and what have you, we hear news of crimes in, as advanced as they are. So it can be eradicated, but it can be reduced to barest minimum. And I also want to advise our governors too. Any school that is not in town, maybe in one rural areas, I believe they should employ all these our social corps, Amotekun, if it is functioning in their state, to be monitoring the schools. Some people are there, and this thing will reduce drastically. I believe some bad eggs are now in the southwest. I don't know their aim, I don't know what they want to achieve. But with collaborative effort, we can reduce this thing to barest minimum. The most important thing is for us to realize that the security should not be left to the government. It's a huge responsibility, and they need our cooperation to succeed.
All right, so let me come back to you, Elder. I've asked this question, but I seem not to be satisfied with the response I've gotten so far. It's still on the release of this Orire PPS. As much as a lot of us are elated, well, if you look at it, oftentimes we see it, the Argentine are playing with Spain or probably another country, and then you see a lot of them struggling to also do what equalize. I think that is basically that is what's happening between the terrorists and even our security forces, because it's like when the security force, they have one win, the next thing we have these terrorists having bigger wins. Because from what I read in the news this morning, even though it was this morning that the news broke, this 60-year-old man was abducted on Saturday, a day after the release, the freedom of these abductees. And it's quite sad that all of a sudden, that's why I asked the question, do we ever learn from scenarios like this? We've seen what has happened in the north, where, of course, the military record 2 wins, and even this morning the reports I also got about the military, about the killings that they've made, and the discovery, the arrests that they've made. It's a positive news, which tells us that our security forces are working. But when we hear news like this, don't you think it weakens, it dampens that joy, that closeness, that assurance that definitely the military are on top of it? What can we say is the deeper problem itself?
Yes, I will tell you. It is high time we realize in Nigeria that the enemy is not resting, and they will never rest. We will have enemy in Nigeria as long as Nigeria remains with all the potentials we have. Nigeria is surrounded by many poorer countries, and they are looking at Nigeria as so buoyant in everything. We have everything with us, so that we attract enemies. So most of these insurgents are not even from Nigeria. They are not from Nigeria. They are foreigners, and they are coming in with a lot of money because they have a lot of international sponsors. They are sponsoring them to come into Nigeria. But
apologies, sir. The statement you made that these people are foreigners.
Yes.
There is your quote that says that
that is. I'm coming there.
Okay.
I'm coming there. So it is unfortunate that the economic situation of the country. How can you be stupid? You are collaborating with outsider to come and destroy your own home. Yeah, but you will always have bad eggs within a society. So we have bad eggs who are ready because of what they want to eat, one way or the other, that they will collaborate with them and take money from them. So what I will suggest is we should not rest. Majority of us, we should be apprehensive of the not resting. There is not a kind of repressor. They are not resting because they have an agenda. We have heard that their agenda is to come and, if possible, to conquer Nigeria. That is the agenda. So if we are so relaxed, then if they conquer us, they do whatever they want to do. They want to take away our mineral resources that we have not even tapped 10% of. So we have to be very strong. Let me take you to population of people living in UAE is about 7 million plus, whereas the indigenous, they are not up to 2 million. But the smallness of their population does not make them vulnerable or weak. They take the security of their country nationals, but they will make sure they are in control. They are in control of their country. So we should be in control, in firm control of our own country too. Like we were talking, a comrade was talking about collaboration. We have all the system in the past that the local in our my great grandfather's farm. There used to be that there is peace in that area. But these days, our traditional rulers, they are busy either fighting for supremacy or the other. So difficult. How can you be a governor in your state? You know the jurisdiction, the geographical area of where you are.
You feel it is high time these people are empowered constitutionally for them to be able to live and, of course, do what is needed of them as traditional leaders who are closest to the people. Like you mentioned, during your 60 seconds, go ahead.
My name is Teniola.
Okay, all right. Welcome, Mr. Teniola.
The total police force in Nigeria is 370-something thousand to protect 200 million people above. So let's look at the correlation between the two. So out of this 370,000, VIP will have one or two to each. Bad elements in the society that have money to buy police will buy their own police to protect Nigeria, to protect over 200 million people. About security.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Teniola. Because of we don't have
their areas.
Jurisdictions.
You are talking of struggling. Oh, it's enough.
All right, we have back and Comrade. Comrade, can you hear us?
Comrade.
Yes, clearly.
Right.
Clearly.
Comrade, you're back. We just asked a few
minutes.
questions. Just a question. Based on what is happening now, do you think that the system, the government is not doing enough with the kind of police force we have? We have over 300 and something thousand. Are you saying the government is not doing enough? And if they are not doing enough, how well should they do in a time like this?
Quickly, Comrade, we have to.
Yes.
We have 120 minutes.
Need more personnel. We need more people to come into the police force. It results to nothing. So my advice this morning is community policing. Everybody have been talking about it. Empower state and community police network to improve local intelligence gathering and collaboration between citizens and security forces. If you have 100,000 police in one community and there is no cooperation,
neglect the forest. Forest is where the resources are, the agricultural products and some other things. So if you are policing the city, you should also police the forest. Because the forest is not just trees standing there.
And let's talk about the parts that we have majority of them on the streets.
Yes.
Majority of them, even like in some urban centers, whereas the places itself that's supposed to be safeguarding are the rural areas.
Yes.
And look at the Oyo, for example.
Yes.
How are the people able to penetrate? If we have police checkpoints in those places, securing those areas.
They are awakening the forest rangers. So they have employed more people. They have trained people now as forest rangers. They will be in the forest. Then the traditional or the other one, the forest guards, they will also be there. So they should strengthen those areas.
All right.
And vote more money.
More money.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Quickly, Comrade. Quickly.
Your party short, please, Comrade.
yes, party short technology. Let us deploy technology. Where manually 300 people can work with technology. With technology, you just need like 5 or 10. Technology will cover the rest.
Wow.
Cover grants, give you reports, give you intelligence reports that you need that you say, okay, this is where it is happening. Technology, drones, and other things needed.
All right.
You know, for all these our security operatives to function effectively. Let's go technology.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade Oyedide Sukami. Thank you, Senior Legislative Aide to the Deputy Senate President. We do appreciate you for joining us via the phone this morning on the program Early Starters Discussion. Thank you. And of course, a big thank you to our elder. Really do appreciate, as usual, your brilliant insight as always. Thank you for your brilliant analysis this morning. And to you, our viewers, yes, thank you so much, the callers, Mr. Williams, thank you, Mr. Tenola, thank you for your suggestions, your opinion shared with us. We'll do this again tomorrow, God willing. And of course, coming up next is Operatune Sports. Precious Olushayo, good morning and stay safe.
Yes, Michael Armstrong. I'm not going to forget you. Don't worry. You're just coming to see me next. I want to say my own thank you, especially to the MCR for doing justice. I thought he would sleep, but we thank God, but everything's working out. Now stay tuned. We don't have much time for the next segment coming, not on Early Starters, but the next show coming on very soon. Michael Armstrong, stay tuned.
Good day, viewers all over the world. My name is Simi Akinwumi. I want you to watch Digital Ozo. If you want to learn tech skill and digital skills, watch Digital Ozo every Tuesday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Operatune TV. If you would like to sponsor this program or you want to advertise on Operatune TV, you can reach out to us on 0903 539-8622. I will repeat the number again. 0903 539-8622. Digital Ozo every Tuesday, 6 to 7. See you there.
Gbọọma ndị eji eje mba, aha m bụ Oriakụ Chioma Okoro Agụ Oyoyo. Anyị na-anabata unu n'ihe mmemme ọhụrụ anyị bụ nzukọ ndị Igbo na Operatune Television.
Igbo Chukwu kere Chioma, Igbo eji eme ọnụ, Igbo eji eje mba. Aha m bụ Oriakụ Sophie Akwugo Bonny Adejeje mba. Anyị na-anabata unu na ihe mmemme ọhụrụ nke anyị na-eme na Operatune TV.
Nzukọ ndị Igbo abịago na Operatune TV.
N'ihe mmemme a, anyị ga na-awa na-atakwa ọjị.
Anyị ga na-emekwe isiokwu si na mmemme a.
Anyị ga na-ewebatakwara unu ndị ọbịa pụrụ iche.
Anyị ga-akọrọ unu akụkọ site n'ala Igbo niile.
Kedu mgbe anyị na-eme mmemme a?
Ihe mmemme a pụrụ iche bụ nzukọ ndị Igbo ga na-adị ụbọchị Wenezdee ọbụla. Asụsụ na omenala Igbo na ihe mmemme a. Anyị na-akpọkọ Igbo ma ndị nọ n'obodo a, ma ndị nọ n'ala Igbo, ma ndị nọ n'ofesi, si ha bịa kwado ihe mmemme pụrụ iche maka ndị Igbo iwelite asụsụ na omenala Igbo elu, nzukọ ndị Igbo na Operatune TV.
Igbo amaka.
Igbo amaka.
Nzukọ ndị
It's that time again. I told you it's Opera Sports with the Stand Force with Michael Armstrong. I'm still speaking the words I will speak and the language will. Like I told you, sports is precision, passion, project, and planning. So you know your result when the game ends, not when it begins. So before you enter a game, you must be sure that you win. It's none other than the Stand Force. London, Wimbledon, one of the Grand Slam. Now we start. Now, the most recent in lawn tennis here is Wimbledon Open in July. It ended July last Saturday. We have the concluding part of what happened in the final. We first have that for the female, but let me first give you that for the male. We have Jannik Sinner versus Alexander Zverev. You'll be seeing the pictures on your screen very soon. Jannik Sinner and Alexander Zverev. Official Wimbledon, they highlighted each other. They had a deuce first game. Second game was a straight win. 2 deuces. And they are also saying that it's time for them to show their own. He's presently the world #1, and what you're seeing on the screen is the world #2. It is not a joke. World #2, Alexander. After 2 straight deuces, the game was played for 4 sets, lasting nearly 4 hours. The game lasting nearly 4 hours. So you footballers who are saying 120 minutes is a style of strength, not just a play. It's a style of strength, not just a play. So as it is now, Jannik Sinner is the winner. They might be showing him. Is the winner of the Wimbledon Open. He's also the defending champion. For you on your screen, I hope MCR will just show us where he was lifting the trophy, so you will know the person who won the latest Grand Slam just on Saturday. Yes, that is him showing his trophy. His name is Jannik Sinner. He's an Italian with Zverev showing themselves of the medal. Then still on lawn tennis, let me just give you this information. We might not be giving you some of the picks. We have Linda Noskovia. Still, this is Jannik Sinner, the winner of Wimbledon Open. Then on still on lawn tennis, we'll say some other things. We want to discuss about the female, and I hope the MCR will just come back to the studios. Let's just give you more information. Now the information there is the Czech Republic final, showing that they can withstand the sun. Nigeria is not only the place that you have scorching sun, there's a scorching sun in London. Wimbledon is faced with scorching sun, like the literal student, oral English student will say the sun is shining without malice. Now we have the all Czech Republic play. Now they have to play. She won her first Grand Slam singles by defeating Karolina Noskova defeated Muschova. The only difference between their name is N and M. Yes, just like you have it among the Chinese, you have Kim, Chim, Hum, Kum, Chim, Kim, Kim, Chom, Kam, Hum, Chim, Hum. So, you just have, that's just the way it is for the Czech. They're talking right about now. We want to head to the world of Usyk gave all the belt away, saying that he wants to relax since nobody can beat him. He's just waiting for a fight in every 6 months. One fight every 6 months because nobody can defeat him. So he gifted all the belt and Tyson Fury. Now, the thing here is not about their fight. It's about what is coming after the fight. Anthony Joshua will be facing Panya. Anthony Joshua fight will happen on July the 25th, 2026. And he will be facing Panya. Now, the thing there is that Panya is not just a new boxer when it comes to boxing. Panya also knows how to box. He has 20-1. These two fights, the two opponents of these two fighters that will be fighting this year say they will make sure that this fight doesn't hold. Now, he said that he's going to show himself. Now, Christian Paglia, who is scheduled to fight Joshua, said that he intends to break and ruin the plans of Tyson Fury fight by defeating Joshua, because if he defeats Joshua, he will not Golf Professional Association. They have just gifted him. He played very well. He is just coming. He come from a low family. He has fall to come and be a world-class golfer. That is not a joke. And it's also not something you will just see every day. So now, like I said, the genesis of Scottish Open with McIntyre unable to keep the pace. Kim McIntyre could not keep the pace because what he met was a barrage of birdie. Birdie means straight, just like you have in basketball, you have the hoop or you have the three-shotter. You have birdie, you have over screen. Let me chime in something. I just told you about the Wimbledon, how Jannik Sinner was able to maintain his #1 start. Now on sports, on football, when it comes to, I wanted to take the story of Martin O'Neill. Martin O'Neill was just talking to McCaffrey, telling him that, okay, the manager Martin O'Neill, he's the new manager of Celtic. He's a very popular person. He's above the Glasgowian. He's also from the same place like Alex Ferguson. This is what he's saying. He told McGregor, he said McGregor has been consistently linked to us, and many aspects because he knows the football club, and like Paul Lambert, Neil Lennon, people like that. So that's a good one from the coach of Celtic. Is saying that he needs a potpourri, and you also need a pampering of players that as a coach, you need to understand temperament. And you being a coach, that means you have been a player before, but not in all cases. Not in all cases, but at least you should have at least been the pound to pound when it comes to the game. Now from there, we want to take you to the next picture that will be coming on your screen. Now we world, and it's just like your World Cup. Yes, basketball architect pays price for poor result, but keeps white ball job. Now the white ball job is just like you coupling the cup. The guy's name is Brendan Cullum. That's the picture you're seeing on the left side. He has now said the head coach yesterday he is no more continuing to be the head coach. McCollum has paid a price for a poor run out on the road ball turn, giving a 4-1 upbeat, and he has also lost 2-1 on the screen. If you can just pose like him, you can be a coach in England cricket top gaffer when it comes to the potpourri of events. Just like we tell you that a lot of dedication has been given to life and a lot of dedication has been given. Now on men's rugby we have Kalori I starting role after debut against Fiji. Noah Kalori, Ukraine's the ultimate objective. Then from there, Kalori is also in tech career that his job is not to miss out in any game. That's the right corner that he will be facing to do justice and give enough electrifying thing to the club. Yeah, the electric stick 19-year-old was a very prominent part of the halftime chance for England. Yes, that's what you're saying. Rugby is rugby. And name, yes, Lucy Gribbage, she just clinched a thing or two when it comes to the diving. Yes, this is how game that is coming on your screen very soon. Stay tuned to the station for the Commonwealth game. She's preparing herself. That's a good thing. That is a very good thing. Then not to talk much about, now we want to shift to majorly on football. Shift majorly to what you'll be seeing on your screen. Now in Nigeria, we have agreement is agreement. Now Eric Sukochil is the coach of the Nigerian side. His age is below 50. He said he's not leaving Nigeria until he has finished his agreement because a lot of countries, a lot of clubs want him. Gaffer, that is good man keeping his will. Then most people believe Nigerian team will not, most of the crop of players now in 2030 that they will be spectators if they don't play very well. That was coming on from Moses' side time. Now Argentina came from the word Argentium. Argentium is the name for silver. The British, the European world power were looking for silver, but they could not get silver from Argentina. So from there they call it Argentium. That's where the word Argentina came from. And 45% of them were blacks. But I don't want to tell you history. So the word Argentina means silver coming from the word Argentium. Now let me just give you a wrap up of what happened in football as Spain was able to beat Belgium. A day match. Spain was able to beat Belgium coming from France. Morocco was from Mbappe and Dembele. Then Spain beating Belgium is not a surprise. Like the bookmakers say, Spain will beat Belgium. Now this time, for the first time, the Europeans are being sincere with their sport because it's only Brazil that has gone to Europe and won the cup. And Brazil has also gone to different countries to win the cup. Beating Belgium, we have Fabian Ruiz. Fabian Ruiz, some of those watches will be played to you. Then after that, we have Mikel Merino, who is the final joker for De La Fontaire's team. De La Fontaire is the coach of Spain. The Afula da Roja, which is called the era of royalty. The La Roja has shown itself again, beating the Red Devil, letting them know that the devils don't become kings. That wherever there are kings, devils must bow. Yes, because I'm a king. That's why I'm saying this. I know that very well. You can. And the Vikings had to play with the Lions. Now Vikings are humans who believe they have extraordinary strength. And the Lions are 3 lions. Now we have concern with Jude Bellingham. But then again, after Andres Sheldrop, Jude Bellingham came in. Andres Sheldrop, Anthony Gordon, that Barcelona paid 80 million for. It is not my mind, neither is it Ben's, neither is it just a joke. We have Anthony Gordon, who was once with the Magpies. That one. He's not from the La Masia. He goes straight to Catalonia. The Catalonia is the sports name for the Barcelona side, which he has just secured an 80 million. The 80 million move to Barcelona as it is now. Tyrell Hagen had a VAR goal, but that goal was removed in the 55th minute. Then in the 93rd minute, all the top teams and all the goal ranking, Jude Bellingham has been saving England again, and again. It is not a joke. They're coming on highlights. We'll be giving you highlights of all these matches and how the rushes came to be and how every situation has come up right about now. Like I said, our slogan here, passion, reward for passion and passion for precision. So on that, that will be all we'll be taking at the start of this. But let me just give you some things about transfer. We have Vinicius not ready to sign, giving concerns to Real Madrid. We have Arsenal going for Kone. Right then from there, we also have the Blues going for Watton. Watton plays for a lowly club. Then we have Areola, the new coach of Liverpool.